Hi everyone, welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizon, part 45. Last episode we started designing our island and I think we designed a bit of the pond that was right next to Ace's house. In this episode we'll go ahead and continue designing the island and try to make some changes on the existing design in case if it doesn't look good. I know that there are a couple of trees that I have planted. Hopefully they have grown up a bit and I'll be able to design around it. As usual, we do have Isabel's broadcast here today, and since it is Saturday in game, we have KK Slider on our island. I still haven't talked to KK Slider, which is something I have in my to-do list. I'll try to see if I can actually talk to him today to see if we can get him to give us a new music video from him. Now I did play this game a bit offline and I was able to find the recipe for bamboo noodle slide, which is definitely an item I want to use on my island, so I'm pretty excited about this. As usual, we'll go ahead and check out our mailbox for today. Seems like we have 2 gifts from Midge, which is pretty cool. I'm really surprised to actually see these since I haven't really talked to her for quite some time now. Since we do have one of her gifts, I'll go ahead and open it. Now, you might see my pocket is completely filled. This is because I need most of these items when I'm designing a part of the island. It's a bit annoying to kind of go back to your house each time you're designing a part of the island. So I believe that having all of the items in my pocket will actually help me. Anyway, the first item was a skull jacket, which I already own. And the second one was a glass holder with candle, which is another item that I own. Right here, I visited Resident Services building. As usual, I'm checking out Nook Stop to see if we have any cool items that we could order. In this case, we don't really have anything in the daily selection. But I did find this cool globe in the seasonal one, which is one of my favorite globe items. I think this one is better than the regular globe that we get, so I'm super happy to order it. Hopefully I'll be able to place this one in my house, either in my main room or in the top floor room. Anyway, now that we have completed checking out Resident Services building, I think the next thing to do is go ahead and look around my design. I definitely did make a bit more changes, that is I did plant a couple of flowers. And I'm still thinking I might be able to place an item around here. I'm not really sure which item. In this case, I decided to go ahead and plant a tree right here. I wasn't really sure if the tree would actually grow, considering that we have a lot less space than needed. But I did try a cedar tree right there. Anyway, going back to where we designed yesterday, this is my current design for the pond right next to Ace's house. And I still have quite a few squares right here to design, which I'll go ahead and complete today. The main reason why I didn't design it yesterday was because of the trees that I did plant behind there. I just wanted to make sure that they will actually grow fully before I do design them. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up my video right here since I will be designing my island. I think it looks good when I do speed it up. As for the tree itself, I definitely want to go ahead and add some brown patches. But I think if I do add the designs now, I'm not really sure if the trees will actually grow. Either way, let me quickly open up the island designer. Here we go. And of course I don't really have the correct one. I'm just using the normal one here and I had to change it up. There we go, that is on the tree. As for this one, I'll go ahead and place some more dirt patches right here. This is a practice, by the way, I have done in all of my islands till now. And I feel like it does give a depth of look for these trees. So I really like to do these. Let me know in the comment section if you do add dirt patches around your trees or if you just let them grow on their own and have it as a plain. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more flowers around this dirt patch just to make it look a bit better. And I did decide to go ahead and add another fence as well. As for the waterfalls here, I just want to have something that will block out the resident services building, which is something I was planning to do from the beginning. I think I did mention this in the last episode as well. As for the rest of the squares, I went ahead and filled it with sprouts, which I think is very helpful in case if I have to craft a dish, in which case I think it will be good. Alright, there we go. Just a few more changes to make. And let's go ahead and try using the same board everywhere. I'm not really sure if this is the best fence for me to actually use, but of course anyway, for now I will have it. I'll also go ahead and place a flower bed right next to the windmill. I think this actually looks super good, but I had to actually go back and redesign it before I can actually use it. In which case I actually decided to make my way to Harvey's Island. Now that did take a lot of time since I did have to customize quite a few items to kind of make it look better on my island. There are a couple of them that were in a different shade, just like the flower bed. So I did go ahead and customize those as well. Anyway, here I am just planting a couple of the glowing moss that I found. I think the glowing moss looks pretty cool at night, so definitely this will look amazing. As for the flower bed, here it is. I think it looks super nice. Now that we have it covered, I think we have completed designing this part of the pond. It looks way better than before. I don't think I'll be making any changes on this pond for now, so definitely this is gonna be the final look. Now that I have completed it, I have one more thing. I think the major thing is going ahead and designing this part of the cliff. Even though this cliff is pretty small, I have some ideas I definitely want to try here, and we're gonna go ahead and try it in today's episode. Now you might have seen around 3 to 4 trees that were planted here, one being a bamboo tree and the other 3 being different fruit trees. My plan for this is to have a stone path that's making its way around these trees to the swing itself, and also having a path that goes from the log stairs to the house. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do in today's episode. Initially I was gonna go ahead and put a dark dirt path around here, but of course I decided to keep at least one tile over there for the stone path. Once again, I didn't really have a design for this cliff, and it's just a design I'm actually applying right here as I see these objects. And I decided for some reason to go ahead and have the stone path go all around these trees. Initially, I went with a couple of them in between the trees, which I'm actually doing right here. But I felt that it will actually not look that good since we do have a bamboo tree around here. I must say I really like this stone path. I mean, it looks so good on this one. I'm not really sure if it's just the lighting in this game or if the stone path is really good, but it looks super amazing. Anyway, I have been adding a couple of flowers in between, and I decided to go ahead and erase these two and put the path back on them to make sure that I do have only one way of reaching the swing itself. Talking about the bamboo trees, I still haven't given up on the idea of having a bamboo forest on my island. I have a lot of bamboo sprouts, so I'm hoping I'll be able to have the forest at some point, but I'm really not sure where to actually place them. Initially, I did want to have the bamboo forest right next to the campsite to kind of obscure it, but the more I see cedar trees, I feel like cedar trees would be the thing for the campsite. So I might end up using bamboo trees right next to the secret cove or secret beach at the back of my island. As for the design, as you can see, it's almost done. I did go ahead and make some changes, so here it is. This is the front part of this cliff. Now that we have this complete, I think I'll be finally able to go ahead and work on the path that is going to the house, as well as a path to the bathtub itself. At some point I might have to merge the stone path here and add some fences around to kind of block a way to go to the swing. There we go. That looks good. I'll also go ahead and plant some flowers around here to make it look good. Now that this is complete, let me quickly go ahead and place the path right next to the house, and I'll quickly go ahead and do this offline. I think it's gonna be a bit boring for you guys to see me just place some paths. But if you're interested in seeing me struggle placing these paths, let me know in the comment section and I'll go ahead and share this in the future. I'm not really sure if you guys have this issue, but I have so much issue putting the path. Either the design is wrong or I just click on the wrong design half the time, and it takes way longer than it's needed to for me to actually create a path. So I just decided to go ahead and cut out this one. But if you're interested in the future, I'll go ahead and share it as well. Alright, so right here I did complete the path from the house to the log stairs. The next thing for me to do is go ahead and add a path to the bathtub and then a path that is gonna connect to the swing. Anyway, here I'm just struggling to find a design that is gonna go well here. Initially I wanted to continue the design that was already present, but as usual I misclick on a lot of stuff and put it in the wrong place. So there we go, I am once again struggling to apply it. Initially I really like this one. It's a small circle, but I'm not really sure if it will work out in all the other places, so I did have to struggle a bit with it. There we go, that should look good. I still have to place some items right next to the bathtub, as well as some shrubs in the other side of this path to kind of cover it. Maybe I'll be able to use a couple of these outdoor items that I own here and see how it actually looks. As far as the outdoor items go, I still haven't got the time to actually craft most of these. There were a couple of items for which I was able to find the DIY recipes for, but unfortunately I did not have the items to kind of craft them. So hopefully I'll be able to find the items for those as well. Since I did have the path design complete, I went ahead and added some items as well as shrubs around here to make it look good. Decided to go ahead and plant 2 trees, one over here and one over here. I think we have enough space in both sides for the trees to actually grow, but you never know with this game. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for a day more to see if they did grow. And if they did not, I'll go ahead and make some more changes. Well, now that we have this completed, this is the path to the swing. I think it looks good, especially once the trees do grow completely. The only thing left for me to do is cover up some area behind the house, which I'm actually going to plant some more carrots, tomatoes and potatoes which I'm able to find. This space is way too small for any item, and even if I do place an item, I don't think I'll be able to actually see it behind the house. So the easier way would be probably just go ahead and place some of these weed starts right here. So we are almost done with the path that leads to Midge's house, which I think looks super cool. In the last episode we completed the Ace's house, and this one I'll quickly go ahead and fill up the dirt paths to complete this one. I think we'll be able to time travel a bit at the end of this episode to just check out how it actually looks once the tree is completely grown. But other than that, I think that's all I had for this episode. I'm also planning to plant some trees in the path that actually goes to Nook's Cranny, which I think we'll be able to do in this episode. So once I complete the design here, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, there we go. I think that should be good. I'll go ahead and plant a flower here. And that's all for the path right next to Midge's house. Alright, let me go ahead and quickly check out the map. So there we go. I guess we can actually see the dirt path in the map, which is something that I didn't realize till now. But of course, that's all on Midge's house. The next thing I did is just go ahead and check out the shop to see if we have any items that I can actually buy for today before I do go ahead and time travel to the next day. Of course, we did have 2 items which I was able to go ahead and buy. Okay, so I made some more changes. As you can see, I did go ahead and plant more of these starters behind the house itself. Now, we did plant a couple of them in the last episode. I think it was tomato starters. As you can see, they are growing right here. But I didn't really plant anything else. But since the tree was actually growing, I was finally able to design it and also plant some starters over there. I think those are wheat starters and we'll probably have a lot of wheat after this. The next thing I did was go ahead and use an item here. Now this item I really wanted to place at the beginning of this episode, but I totally forgot about it. So let me quickly go ahead and place it before we move on to the next day. It's actually a hay bed and I think it will look good right next to here. So let me quickly go ahead and place it. There we go. I did customize it as well to kind of look green in color. This color does suit a lot rather than its normal yellow color that we do see. Now that the hay bale was there, I don't think this tree will grow either. Let me replace it with a flower, which I think is much better. There we go. That's on that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this next part, but this is just me going ahead and planting some trees around here. Initially, I wasn't really planning on planting any trees on this part. But after seeing the trees being planted on the other side of the riverbed, I felt that having trees here would make it look much better. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do right here. As for the corners, I did go ahead and plant some shrubs, which I think will look good. I think my main goal with this path is to kind of obscure it with a number of trees and I guess kind of give a feel that you actually do not have a path here and you have to go around all of these trees to kind of make your way to the shop. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve that. Now that I've completed designing on this island, I'll go ahead and time travel to the next day to see how it actually looks. As usual, since it's a new day, we do have Isabel with her broadcast. Since it's a Sunday, we have Daisy May running around with turnips. Definitely, I do want to buy the turnips and try out the stock market thing. But for now, we're gonna ignore it since we are focusing on designing my island. As usual, it seems like we have some mail. Let's quickly check it out. Alright, nothing new. Just an item that I did order, which is the cool globe. As much as I am tempted to use the cool globe as an outdoor item, and I'm definitely sure it would look amazing, I still think I want to use it in my house, so I'll be going ahead and placing it inside. I think it's definitely one of those items that will look good anywhere. Alright, here we are. And it seems like the trees have grown a bit more. So both of these trees are able to grow, the ones we did plant yesterday. And this path looks way better than before, so I'm pretty happy with this one. Once the trees do completely grow, I think it will look super cool. As for the path here, seems like all the 4 cedar trees did grow as well, so I think we are good with this one. In the next episode, I'll go ahead and complete this whole path. Maybe I'll be able to complete this offline as well and show you guys any updates that I do offline. So that's all I had for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.